Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. Welcome Albionium, Ritu, and Christoph 3. Welcome everyone. So, today we're working on the Space Combat deck builder some more. Apologies for not making it last week, but I had a bit of a neck bust. Oh, wait a minute, why is the... Oh, the chat is there, it's just a little hard to read. Is that too hard to read? I can't really see very well on my preview image, but I can always change the background. Or you can change the background with the channel points. Anyway, my neck is doing okay, so I'm sitting up a little straighter. I have adjusted my desk setup a little. Thank you, Riti. Yeah, that's probably much easier to read. Oh, there's a little bit of the real world peeking through there. There we go. That's it. Don't break the illusion. So, what's new in the game? Well, targeting is a bit new. So you can now click on different things to target. The interface is bad, but it functionally works. So if I target the laser here and fire a missile, also the delayed attacks work as well. So we don't have an animation for the missile firing because it's just like you wouldn't see it on the view screen. So the missile now is in transit. If we end the turn, the enemy does some things, including firing their own missile, and then our missile hits, and the damage is taken to the laser, but not the shield. Still some bugs, but there's a lot to overhaul. The charge shots now work. I honestly can't remember how far I'd got. Yeah, so the charge shots now work. I should have reviewed the previous the previous stream before I started, but it doesn't matter. Let's change the target to the missile launcher. Now, when we end our turn, there won't be an animation for this because I haven't programmed that yet. But we did take the damage, and they're launching another missile. And now the two charge shots that we saved up fired and took out their missile launcher. I'm not sure why. If we just target this, okay, now it's hitting the shields. I've just not programmed it properly. Targeting the systems themselves should damage the shields that it's going through as well. So yeah, it's not too different right now, but today I'm planning to work on, rather than work on the code, I'm going to be working on the interface, because this is kind of unpleasant to look at. You know, this is just very basic. If we look at this is just the placeholder image. So I want to tidy this up a bit, make it look a bit nicer, and also come up with a better interface. So right now we're targeting different subsystems of the enemy by just clicking here or clicking on the ship itself, but that's not a good interface. And we have this kind of dual thing here with the shield's hull and the weapons and systems, and yeah, they don't seem to have a shield system. it's all a bit messy, but yeah. I've also overhauled the design document, if that's what you want to call it. So I've got some descriptions in more detail. I've also come up with quite a few cards for the crew. So right now I'm thinking there will be 4 crew members. It's not going to be a big ship. It's like it's like in, I don't know, Firefly or FTL or Dark Matter or something like that, where it's a relatively small ship with, you know, a crew of 4. So the Defiant is still bigger. The Defiant has like 50, I think, 50 crew members. Speaking of the Defiant, yes, how cool is that? Yeah, I hope that's in focus. It's nice, isn't it? My brother got me that for my birthday. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Maybe I should do a show and tell segment. Actually, I don't have a lot here, but you know, the pancake ship. Aww, it's a tough little pancake, you know. Yeah. So we have the captain's cards, and the way I'm thinking this will work is that you'll kind of level up your crew. So you'll start with just a couple of these, and you'll choose one as your crew levels up. So you have things like drawing attack cards with some nice sci-fi space combat flavor here, drawing defense cards, captain's speech, talked about that before. Formulate alternatives, which is something that Picard liked to say. I'm not ripping off Star Trek though, this is totally original. Discards all the cards and draws some more. Yeah, so the captain is like shave head plus tuned crew inspiration, yeah. The engineer handles things like engineering, so they're doing things like restoring the shields and repairing stuff and moving power around. Yeah, and messing with the shields and stuff. Oh, also, I've thought about this a lot. So I had overload shot as like a function, as a particular card for one of the weapons, but I thought that's better actually used as a kind of modifier card, because then you can do it to any attack and it just increases the damage and does some damage to the weapon. So I kind of think that works better as an engineer card. I'm not sure how to divide this yet. I have the pilot and the weapons officer rolled into one, and because they just basically do things like mostly it's moving. So this is a barrel roll for some reason. It's completely pointless to do. It's not a useful maneuver, but it's just for fun. So yeah, it's a small ship. We have evasive stuff, which does different things. Ramming speed, because you've got to have ramming speed. And yeah, lock weapons on target, bypasses enemy evasion. I'm sure I'll come up with more. And then we have the science officer. This is for things like disrupting the enemy and doing things like a bit more science officery, like doing things to get through their shields and disrupting their systems and all kinds of fun sciencey stuff. So the weapons, this is all subject to change, obviously. So yeah, we have the basic stuff like just a normal laser. Adding these weapons to your ship will insert some of these cards into your deck. So we have a charge laser. Disrupt enemy systems equals tell bad dad jokes to the enemy. Yeah, demoralize them. So I've also come up with a way to distinguish a meaningful distinction between energy and kinetic damage. So energy damage is like lasers and plasma. Missiles and railguns is energy damage. And so basically it's going to be about shield penetration. So energy damage, 25% of it gets through the shield. So for every 4 points of damage, energy damage, 1 point gets through, even if the shields are up. With physical damage, like a bullet essentially, or a missile, 50% of it gets through. So but kinetic damage will mostly be... Oh, music's slightly loud. Okay, thank you for letting me know, Albionium. Let's actually skip to a different track, something a bit more chill. Yeah, so... What was I saying? Yeah, so kinetic weapons, they'll need like reloading. You won't have an infinite amount of them. Whereas energy weapons, they're just drawing off the ship's power, so... There's going to be some tactical choices to make in that, and yeah. So I've been refining the design a bit. I think there's going to be more interesting ways to make it more flavorful as I develop it. This is just like the bare bones idea. So the missile launcher, for example, you have to reload it with a card to shuffle more firing missile cards back into your deck. I could do something with like a limited amount. Over like there's only so many times you can do that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, so what else are we doing today? So yeah, so I've gone over the changes, I've introduced the game. So what I'd like to do today is work on the bridge layer. Oh yes, and in the latter half of the stream I have a little secret. It's not as exciting as it sounds. Actually, it's more exciting than it sounds. Damn it! It's really exciting. It's a bit of fun we're gonna have. But yeah, that should be cool. Oh yeah, I've also, if you're interested in the code, I've reworked the action system now. So before I was using this action element system, and it was kind of a mess. And now, let's see, it's in the database here. So, yeah, each of these scriptable objects actually has its own code. So rather than handling all, like, I had a long if statement, if else, if else, if else, for all the different types of actions handled in the action handler. Now it just it calls do action on the action itself. So we just have this, and they're very small classes, but some of them are really simple, like, you know, just get the target, draw some cards, you know, and stuff like that. But it allows for things like, yeah, thank you, RBNM. It allows for things like with the launch missile. So I'll just click that. So so here we have a field for action to do after delay, because the thank you, RBNM. The charge shot and the projectile are both two different types of delayed action, and you just specify here which type of action to occur after the delay, which is missile impact. For charge shot, we have the same thing, but we just have the damage opponent, just as we would for the regular shot. So yeah, hopefully all this should make it a lot easier to develop going forward. But let's not get too deep into the code. Let's get on with the design of the bridge layout. So there's a few requirements we have here. We want to make I still want the view screen, right? I want the view screen to be like the center of everything we're seeing, you know, with a nice display of the enemy ship and all the shit hitting it and the explosions and stuff. But we also want a way to target specific parts of the ship, like their engines, their weapons, and the shield generator and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if sort of selecting that on the ship itself is really a great idea, because it's not going to be necessarily intuitive where on the ship, especially if it's like some weird alien ship, where's the engine. You know, for one thing, the engine's at the back, right, and we're looking at the front of it, so that's not helpful. Also, if I'm going to go, I think I'm going to go ahead with the 3D design for the ships on the screen, and if I do that, that will be even harder to make a meaningful selection on the ship. I don't want it to be fiddly, so I'm thinking I want some kind of diagram of the ship, of the enemy ship, to select. You know, because I could do a list. You know, I could just have it. So if you look here when I load it up, like I could just have a list of systems down here, but that's not very interesting to look at. So I'm thinking, instead of this here, I'm going to have like a layout of the ship with some sort of buttons for each of the different targets. Also, the way targeting works right now is you just click on something and then you fire. But I think what I want to do instead is have some, like, so if I bring this up here, instead of dragging the card around, it would have like an arrow pointing from the card to one of the systems. So I'd be like directly pointing it at a system, rather than, or potentially I could click it up here and then it would display a list of things I want to target. Not sure which one of those is better. Pew. But yeah, so I thought we'd work on that. So let's make a list of the stuff we want to add. So bridge layout, things we need. Hello, Judge Groovy Man. How's it going? Just talking about the new design for the bridge layout. So we need the view screen, obviously. Shows fancy combat explosions and fun stuff. So that's very important. We also want a kind of diagram. Diagram's the wrong word. Like a layout. What word am I looking for? I'm going to go diagram. Diagram of the enemy ship and its systems. I'm going to show you kind of like something I'm thinking about. Let's see. So if we bring this over here, don't know how well this will show up. Yeah, because that's, yeah, it's important. Okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to copy that and put it straight into paint on there so we can zoom in properly. Okay. Oh, that's actually still terrible. Okay. I thought it was just the thing being blurred, but no, come on, we need a better image than that. Come on, why are these so low res? It's still bad. Why is it like this? Okay. That's what happens when you do it live. Is that one high res? Yes. Okay. Okay, good. It's still shit, but why is it so shit? Okay. I'm sorry, I need to find a good image. Can I just do this? If I search for a type. Where is it? Oh, for God's sake. Size large, I guess. Okay, that'll do. This is Starfleet Command 3, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so that's kind of like, so in this game it's obviously a very different view, but we have here like the layout of the enemy ship. So all the fun stuff happening here, and over here we have like a diagram, in this case with all the shield arcs and everything, but we have the systems, and you basically select these, and then you fire, and we have the same sort of thing for our own ship here. So yeah, we have lots of Type 10 phasers and quantum torpedoes because it's a sovereign class and it's a badass. Diagram sounds right, or maybe schematic. Ooh, yes. It's the Borg diamond. No, it's the yeah. Yeah, might need something named Wesley so you can tell the show. Oh yes, absolutely. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Something along those lines. For selecting targets. So let's have a quick go at making this work. So I'm just going to draw some kind of layout for this ship over here. I'm not sure what it looks like from any other angle. Let's just I don't want it anti-aliased. Wesley could be the tutorial guy. Oh no. We're with Starfleet. We don't lie. You're not gonna let them kill me, are you, Mom? It's terrible. Yeah. He's not too bad. He's not as bad as people say, you know. He's a bit obnoxious in the first season, but he gets better. He probably would have been a lot better if he'd stayed in the show. Captain Jim Kirk. Wait, no, Jim is silly. Oh, yes. James Tiberius Kirk. Okay, this looks like a potted cactus. I don't know what I'm drawing here. Okay, I just put some engines on it and hope it looks alright. This is not this doesn't really. What? No, not clone stamp. No, stop it. Stop it, paint.net. Stop it. Okay. Let's put some obnoxious engines. I was kind of thinking this would look like a Cardassian ship, but it looks completely wrong. This looks terrible. But it doesn't need to look good, at least not for the conceptual part of it. Oh god, this is embarrassing. Who's James R. Kirk? Yes, that is just because what's his name? Gary Mitchell. Just forgot his middle name. I think that's what happened there, because he was like, "I'm gonna make a gravestone for you and be all badass," and he's like, "That's not my name, mate." It's just yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here. Just trying to make it look a little bit less shit. Oops. Okay, that looks like absolute garbage, but who cares? It's supposed to be a diagram, right? Let's just put something on the front of it to make it. It looks like an upside down penguin now. Kermit the shit. Yeah. Okay, so Then we can imagine we have sort of something like this, like a let's do it a different color so it's clear, and so like we'd have like a weapons array here, sort of thing, and then we'd have maybe here we'd have a shield generator, and then back here we'd have a couple of engines. Okay, why don't I just copy that? Actually, let's just draw a little. Hang on one sec. Oh, excuse me. Oh, hope I muted successfully there. What's an engine look like? Like that, kinda. Target their weapons, Mr. Worf. Exactly. That's what we want. Yeah, so like. Does that look like an engine icon? Maybe a speaker. I don't know. Maybe it was better without the lines. What's an engine icon? Hang on, let's look this up. I don't have a good visual imagination. I have to see something first. Okay, that's not what I meant. Rocket engine. That's what I want. Rocket engine icon. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? Something like that. Oh, it shows up shit on the thing. Whatever. So yeah, that'll do for now. Arcturus Deluxe, hello. Cooling pipes, yeah. So something like, I don't know. No, that looks terrible. All right, well, let's just say that's an engine system for now. And we've got two of them there. And then here we have, let's just have, oh, that's very big. Let's just cheat a bit. So we have an S. On my world, it means hope. And just make a little circle. So there's our shield system. And then here we have the pew pews. One of the only good scenes in Enterprise, which was what? Target our warp core. When does it mean small? Oh, yeah. Right. Okay, laser. How do you make a laser icon? So, like this. Oops. Like that. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a bit like a drill, but you know. And then a different kind of icon for I don't know. Like some kind of launcher. I don't know. This is just placeholder. This is okay. So that's what I'm thinking, right? So instead of having the whole layout and everything, we could also have little health bars underneath. A minute. Like that. And then it gives them. Oops. Why is that happening? Ah. Make it stop. No! There. Whoa, okay. different sizes. Yeah, so something like that. Oh, where you get a visual indicator of, you know, that looks a bit nicer than a list, I think, a little bit. It's still not great, but you know, it's something. And maybe you could toggle it on and off or something, and you know. How's the music volume? I think these tracks are a bit quieter, so I'll turn it up just a little bit. So yeah, I think that. So what do we think of that? I'm looking for impressions. What do we? Is that the sort of thing that you'd like to see when you're like? So you'd pick up your card. Let's just get the card image. I think it should be in the recents. There we go. Oh, that's this is double sized. So yeah, let's just. Right, so we have our card, and we have. Like some kind of. Oh. So this would be like where the mouse cursor is. Like you'd be dragging the mouse cursor with this. Like that. I mean, that looks shit, but you get the idea. It's functional, you like it. Okay, cool. Cool. So, yeah, so if you've played, again, Slay the Spire, when you have a targeting card, you will drag it and it will like move to somewhere in the middle, and then you'll be like pointing it at something. So that, but it is a bit small though, that's the thing. Hover, yeah, so we'd have some kind of like, you'd hover over it and it would say what it is. We could even annotate it, so we could just have like, you know, we could have toggleable. Oh, it's a bit too small. I mean, I'd have a nice font for this, obviously, but oh shit. Yeah, that's so. So maybe like this. Yeah. Problem there. I'm just concerned that like this looks a little bit it's a little bit fiddly. Yeah, I've thought about that, Arcturus, but the problem is, so let's say we have like a 3D ship, right? If we're doing 3D graphics for the enemy ship, so we'll have something like, you know, I don't know. I'm just making something up here. I'm doing this so small. Yeah, that looks like shit, but you get the idea. Yeah, that is a problem, isn't it? The big targets, the tiny things. So, the ship could expand as you're dragging over it. Yeah. So another way would be, just quickly. Oh, I haven't layered this properly. So, hang on. So another option would be so you'd like hang on. So you'd play your card. That's wrong. I just want to grab this mouse cursor with that. There. So you'd play your card, and then you'd get an interface come up like this, and you'd get to like pick something. So, so you'd have this layout here like this, and then you play your card, and then you get this appear, and then you get to pick, kind of like in Fallout, right? When you do an aimed shot, it gives you the VATS. So I'll bring that up. So like this. So would that be better? But obviously a ship instead of a man. Let's see. Leave the icon small, but if you have a keyboard controls each part can remember. Yeah, we definitely want keyboard shortcuts. You just click on the system you want to target first. Something would indicate it's selected. Yeah, the reason I'm not sure about doing it that way is because there are some weapons that don't have specific targets. So there'll be some weapons that can't target a system, so they'll hit the ship generally. So they're more kind of like, they're less precise. So there's a particular, in the weapon cards we have here, one of the keywords is focus fire, and that allows targeting of a specific system. So it may be unintuitive to the player if they get one of the non-focus fire cards. They click the shields to target the shields, and then they try to use the general targeting weapons. But then maybe they should all be focus fire. Maybe they should all. Yeah. Thing is, you're going to be doing this many times per. This is going to be the shortest part of the game loop. It's going to be selecting cards, clicking on things, right? So it needs to be quick. It needs to be snappy. You can't be wasting time bringing this up and then moving it down again. It would have to be immediate. So, it would have to be. It could just be something that pops up. So you play a normal card that doesn't have focus fire, and it just hits the enemy ship. You play one that does have focus fire, then you see this, and then you select something. We also another thing that we need to think about is, so like here, right? If I click the missile, oh, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? Oh, damn it! Hang on. So we want to be able to target. I don't know why it's not working. That's really irritating. Okay, if I click that and then fire the lasers. Okay, the UI is wrong, but the laser fired and the missile was destroyed. So, yeah. So we want to be able to target the missiles that the enemy has fired, right? The part of the thing is you're going to be shooting down incoming missiles. Yeah. Because of where the support phones to have. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, I should probably think about that. But yeah, card games, they definitely lend themselves to tablets. Also, controllers. You know, if I wanted to port it to the Switch or something, I should be thinking about that. Yeah. So that's another point. I think that if basically, yeah, trying to fiddly select this would be a real pain on a tablet or even a phone. You know, maybe not a phone. This probably wouldn't work for a phone. So another alternative: don't show the bridge at all, right? Just show the view screen, and then have different stuff appear depending on what you're doing. So you play your cards, and I don't know. I kind of like the bridge though. Seeing the bridge. Yeah, there's kind of a tension there, Octurus. Like, do I design it trying to future-proof for all these other potential platforms and potentially drag out the development, or do I make it so it's much harder to retrofit onto those platforms in the future? I do think that making it work with a controller is good, because you can even do that on the PC. You know, you can play Darkest Dungeon with a controller. It's a little clunky, but it works. And yeah. I definitely want the bridge layout, because I want to see your crew members, right? Because you're going to need to see. Can you do SCAR control? Just stick a GIF of the crew working in the corner. Yeah. I see what you mean. Like, they have this little tiny thing in the corner that just shows the bridge. Yeah. Yeah. Even this is a little fiddly, right? Imagine this on a tablet. You got this huge thing, but you're still kind of trying to select something quite small. Like, let's say you want to target one of these. This engine is more damaged, so we want to target it. But maybe it should just be one. Maybe there should only be one engine on any ship. I mean, the other alternative is something kind of like just a list. So you just sort of, you know,
Layer C.
Arfarious Abstraction. Thank you for the follow and welcome. Just trying to figure out a good design for the interface here. So we could have something like this. I don't like this, but but it is a possibility. Hang on, I'm screwing this up. So we could also have the icons for this as well. This is very rough. What am I doing? What am I doing? Wrong layers. Okay. Oh, yeah, engines, so like that. And, you know, you'd have that icon for every other thing. So, let's just do that quickly. I can stop screwing this up. Yeah, so something like that, and you'd have that for it. But that's also kind of fiddly and annoying. I don't really like that. Ugh, this is tough. The UI, coming up with a good UI is really tricky. Like, this would be no problem with a mouse, right? You can easily click. I mean, because this would be full screen as well, so this would be even bigger. Can I do full screen view on this program? Probably not. No. Can I? Why can't I? Damn it. Okay. Alright. question is, if we have this, do we want the same thing for the player? So, have you thought about what the player ship would look like? Let's just draw something quickly. See if it looks different. Let's go with a classic. Wow. A terrible version of a classic. Yeah, that's terrible. It looks like Marvin the Paranoid Android from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie. Yeah, okay. Where's the damn layer with the... there. So we just have something a bit similar. We probably want this in some way, just so we have a nice way of seeing the kind of damage to our own ship. Like that. Why isn't this working? Now? What? I'm trying to... Why isn't it... What the hell? Okay, I know why. I think I know why. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay. Let's see. Can you zoom pan on the ship layout part depending on context, like when you have an appropriate card ready to drag? Yeah, so, I mean, that's what I'm thinking here. So, like, let's say you play this card, and it lets you target a ship system, and then you have this, this pops up, you know? Like, replaces the view screen. Or, actually, like, rather than be something like that, we could have it just... Okay, one sec. So take a moment to show you what I mean. So we could switch between like a diagrammatic and it's still not that much bigger. We could make the view screen bigger. That might help. So if we make the view screen like a lot taller. You know, then we'd be selecting something on the view screen itself. It would, like, when you have an appropriate card selected, it would switch to this instead of the like fancy layout, and then it would immediately show this again, and you'd see the pew pew happen. But is that good? I don't know. This is part of the struggle, design struggle of making this work. Why isn't this? Leave. There we go. Yeah. So like you select. So you have this. This is your display. You select a card that lets you target a system, and then this happens, and then you get to like pick a system to target. It's kind of annoying because it's the wrong orientation, but you know, whatever. Yeah. Maybe it's better just to have it as like a full screen thing, but then it kind of breaks the problem with this is it's just an overlay. It kind of breaks the immersion, dare I say, of having it be a having it be like the display of the ship. The screen, the view screen itself, is where everything is displayed. So you could decouple the system symbols from the ship diagram, maybe like a flat list next to it. Free to mix and match assets as you wish. I'm not sure what you mean, Alfaris. Decouple the system symbols from the ship diagram. Oh, thank you, Josh Groovy Man. I appreciate that. Yeah, sorry, Alfarius. I'm not understanding what you're saying. So yeah, we could have a context-sensitive view screen, right? So when you select, so it'd show the main view of the enemy ship, like the nice 3D view, most of the time. But when you make a selection of, when you need to target a specific system, it brings this up. You know, we could have a nice, fun sort of interface for it, like appearing. You know, it could be like beep, 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 you know, nice beepy things. Symbol list diagram, and then the parts next to it. Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm not sure. Because the whole point of the diagram is to have a quick way to look at the status of the enemy or the player's ship. And also to target it potentially. But, okay, so if we're having a context-sensitive view screen, do we even need this on the side? Right? What? I suppose we could have several screens, right? So, I mean, that's what we have here, right? We have 3 screens. And they could all be context-sensitive. Yeah. Because what other things do we want to... Let's go through and list everything we need to display. So... We also want... Let's just... Okay, view screen for the fancy explosions. Diagrams of enemy and player ship. To show... what are we showing? We are showing... Present as a column of symbol. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. So like instead of these all being like laid out on the ship, they'd be like just in a row here. No worries, Alfaris. I appreciate your suggestions. So yeah, we'd have them like that. Let's see how that looks. Should have labeled my layers, but I didn't because it was all. Let's just do that now, very quickly. Okay. It's probably unnecessary. Oh, they're both the same. Screw it. Okay. What if the entire background was the 3D view, like a glass cockpit? The other screens are like virtual HUD displays. Yeah, I mean, that is definitely an option, and then we have more of a kind of open thing going on. But then we lose the whole you're on the bridge of the ship feel, which, you know, maybe is what we want. I don't know. So yeah, something like this, I think is what you meant. And then as you hover over them, they could have like the names appear. But yeah, then why the diagram of the ship, you know? Because the thing is, one of the things that I want to be able to see is your own crew, right? So you'd see the maybe that's something I should lay out. Exactly, little chairs with people. Yes, exactly. And I almost kind of want the captain to have like a hand of cards, right? And then just be like doing stuff with them, like as a funny flavor thing. So yeah, let me lay out how I think, because I really don't want the view screen to be that much of the screen space, to be honest. I really should have labeled these. There, okay. So let's bring this back. Oops, that's the wrong layer. There we go. Hand would be classy, yeah. Yeah, so let's get rid of this little card. There. So, okay, I'm just gonna steal something from here, because this is kind of exactly what I want. Just for illustration purposes, you know. So yeah, this is the kind of thing I'm looking for. So let's just copy that and put it. It's the wrong size. Damn it. Oh. Yeah, something like that, right? Now that looks great, but that's not. Oh, thank you, Judge Griffin Man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That was fun. That was a really fun one to do. Imitation is a serious form of flattery. It's also the most serious form of copyright infringement. But yeah, look at how shit everything looks next to the. Yeah, take my money. The best immersion, add a voice interface so the player has to shout commands to their crew. Fire torpedo. You know, there was a game. Oh, what was it called? There Came an Echo. I haven't played it, but that has like voice commands for giving your crew like it's kind of a squad game. You give them orders by voice and stuff. Yeah, that might be cool. So let's just do something here quickly to no, that's not what I want. Doesn't matter. Submarine simulator, dangerous water, says voice interface. Oh, that's interesting. Just imagine that captain feeding punch cards to the ship's computer. They didn't have punch cards in Star Trek. They had tiny little floppy disks. Like little plastic discs they'd stick into, like, look, see right here, these things, like these sweet buttons, and yeah, they had like what are they, like Star Trek. If I just do floppy disks, will it actually show me? Yeah, like this. The tapes. This is called what they say they are. Yeah, oops. Okay, wait. Like this Captain Kirk holding one, you know, right here. No, I don't want to see your stupid website. I just want to look at the image. There. Now that's the future, right there. He's looking at this like, what the fuck am I holding? It's just lumps of plastic. There's no data on this shit. Anyway, add Kinect support so you can pick up the cards with your hands. Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's kind of like, which card do I play? You know, actually pieces of wood. Yeah, that makes sense. They kind of do look like that. There he is. Yeah, they do look like pieces of wood. Like the sheen on it, like painted wood. Oh!
Hi Jim and chat. How goes the progress? I'm not at programming, but I'll try my best when it comes to ideas.
Hello Bobby Zeal, welcome, and thank you so much for the power up. It's very kind of you. Yeah, it's going pretty well. It's one of those wood cards with 350 petabytes. Yeah, yeah, wood is the storage medium of the future. You know, all the intricate detail of the wood grain. He has actually been to space now. Yes, this is true. Yeah, so it's going all right. I'll do a quick rundown of how the game is looking right now. We have targeting. So we can. This is all being redesigned. That's what I'm working on right here. So I'm trying to come up with a better design here. But so we can target the missile launcher. Excuse me, burpees. Fire, pew, and then the missile launcher is destroyed. They're launching a missile at us, and that's going to hit us, and we took some damage. And now I can do this. I can fire a missile and a charge shot. So this shot here, this little icon here, is indicating that this shot is taking a turn to fire. So they'll get a turn to shoot at us before we finish. And the missile is also on its way. So then I end the turn, and they can't do anything. In fact, so their turn was immediate. And then yeah, he's the oldest astronaut. Yes, it's true. Time to Photoshop that pig with the cards from the game. Oh, that would be cool. Maybe when we have actual cards. Not. I mean, this is all placeholder. You know, it's kind of shit looking. Pew, pew. Anyway, yeah. So, just trying to come up with a nice layout and stuff. I really want the view screens to be. I don't want displays to appear over this, right? I want anything that's on the view screen to be on the view screen, you know. And also, when your crew get incapacitated, their console will explode or something, and then they'll fall on the floor, right? And that's going to be really hard to animate, but that's fine. Yeah, that's a bit of a challenge, but we'll try it because it'll look cool. And then you'll want to play one of your medical emergency cards and get them, you know, medical attention and stuff, because once they're down, you can't play their cards anymore. So I've come up with a whole list of different like cards that each of the crew can use. I have a shitty quest style crew. Oh yeah, shitty space combat. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, it's actually past time for a 5-minute break. So I'm going to do that, and enemies can beam onto your bridge and you have to use a phaser card to clear them. Oh man. I don't want teleportation, because teleportation solves too many problems and creates too many problems. Like beaming shit onto their bridge. You know, once their shields are down, just beam a bomb onto their bridge and then they're just done, right? But yeah, I'm going to take a 5-minute break, and when I get back, I'm going to do something. No, I'm going to have a little surprise for you, and it should be fun and hopefully interesting and stuff. But yeah, I'll see you all in 5 minutes. Okay, welcome back everyone. So, I have come up with an idea to use the latest in artificial intelligence to help me design this game. So, I'm going to take some of the text here, copy it, and put it into this, and an advanced neural network will generate the rest of the game design. So, spaceship combat deck building game, like Slay the Spire but with spaceships. Use fun sci-fi tropes in card and text and mechanics. Visually, it will be set on the bridge of the ship with the action occurring on the view screen. Display shows the enemy and player ship statuses. Let's see what our advanced AI comes up with. Moderately diverse combat system in which each ship's turn cycle can be randomized to alter how the ship is affected by the ship's movement abilities. This could lead to some very interesting unique player strategies. Card representing components of alien tech, ship parts and weapons. Players will construct and field different types of ships from alien parts. Each ship, okay, I'm liking where this is going, will have components from different alien parts, so the game will require players to invest in different ship parts. The visual parts of the game will be primarily the rules, in which the Slay the Spire includes a large set of questions with answer choices and a series of event cards with custom dice for the combat phase. Depending how well designed and received, we may add an expansion that adds an entirely new design to the game, perhaps one in which the area is central. We'll be using Kickstarter to raise, including artist paper. Okay, so that's one. Yeah, that's actually. I was expecting a lot more nonsense. That actually makes some good sense. So let's try something a little less. Okay, let's try looking at the weapons. So different kinds of weapons have different shield penetrations. Okay, this should generate something interesting. Let's try a slightly different API thingy here. Let's use this one. I haven't tried this one before. Paper is expensive, yeah. Okay. Honestly, it's already better game design. A lot of stuff. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Let's see. Different kinds of weapons, different shield penetrations. 25% of enemy damage gets through the shield, but 50% of physical damage gets through. So we can still use all 10 points of damage and get a shield with 20% additional physical power, which would make up the difference between 10 points of damage and 5.5 points of physical power. I would give more specific numbers to the shield damage stats, but that depends on how you want to calculate what power your shield provides to you. Each point of power can only be used once per turn for an attack or two. If you use 8th level melee attacks instead of 3rd level attacks for an attack, then your shield gives you a 6% more power. The final point you have to get in 5 of those 4 attributes is 7% less. I would use the following numbers to understand shields and to get closer to the actual power of your shield. The power to shield level at the start of each level, 20th level up to this level each night. 1, 3, 4th, plus 10% shield at 5th level, 2, 4th, 5th. Yeah, okay, this is D&D. So, I don't know. It's the same AI as AI Dungeon? Oh no. Okay, yeah, it might get bad. Okay, so let's try this. Let's see if we can generate some different kinds of damage types. That would be interesting. Let's try this one again. Wait, how do I start over? Here we go. Let's see. Let's have a look at the advanced settings. Sampling temperature. What does this mean? Controls the creativity. Okay, I want to increase the creativity a little bit. So let's put that on 1.32. What's this? Nucleus sampling top. Let's lower this a little bit and see what we get, because we want some creativity here. We don't want this to just be run-of-the-mill game design. We want they modeled some politician's brain as a template for that AI. Okay, let's see. Click to expand. Hives gives interesting sets of separate abilities here as armor, shield, and shielding is also accounted for. Just take their coefficients of all their related skills and add to these WB half 1 star 2, which represents your heavy ammo skill times resource put together means our relative. This is a bit. What the fuck is happening? Okay, this is not helpful. Okay, this is too creative. This isn't even English. This is nonsense. Okay, let's turn that down a little. Let's try this again with less creativity. Precision weapons, blasters, Gauss and electrical bolts, hammer and bolter bolts, capital, quantum speeds, explosive weapons, proton packs and quantum torpedoes, one solid point shot deton. 8's a tachyon mine, while another or multiple spread out weapons provide cover for another. The small explosions are only 1/10 the size of a conventional HMG, charged cluster cannons. Yeah, only a matter of time till it descends. Solid spherical explosions deal 1 point per shot, while shockwave lobes shatter multiple nearby targets. Phased arc lasers with I like some of these sounds, like tachyon lance launcher. That sounds fun. Hammer and bolter is like a Warhammer thing, isn't it? So let's try. I want to get some suggestions for the captain cards because we need some more of those. Let's try the other one here. Okay. It's pretty good at coming up with weapon names. Yeah, it's probably just because it's drawing from some source. Okay, so medical emergency suggestions. Use special abilities as necessary or just for fun. Couldn't find a place to discuss the cards when you're done? Are there rules to explain the way they're dealt? Do I need to be careful not to be too forceful with the ship in my possession? You'll need to be present when you're giving permission to lead the ship, which happens most early in the round. Having the ship decide what is and isn't a command card. Make and send commands to all available crew members at once. If the ship was to decide you wanted to change your destination, the ship would have no choice but to follow up with you in case the action warranted. Consider how much time you'll need to leave the ship if the turn is over. The game ends when you get the option to use it. As soon as possible without delay. Wish I could get. No Gravlance? I'm disappointed. Yeah, this is too useful. I was expecting more nonsense. Like, come on. Give me some fun stuff. Okay. Let's try this one. Game consists of a journey through various nodes. Trying to reach destination. This is all stuff I'm just... Is this Lex? Yeah. I'm thinking this will be a little roguelike. Wait a minute. Some nodes will initiate combat and others will be random count. It hasn't generated anything more. Okay. There will be 3 different classes in the game, including special characters, and may give special skills, including 2 special heroes. Each class has 1 goal, and each can attack the other. The enemy has 4 types of equipment which can be traded for a prize. You can be captured if you try to escape out of the ship, or you can be defeated by falling in a sea of enemies. Each mode features different features, including weapons-themed dungeons, side quests, and a set of special events which can give special results. Each mission will change depending on the situation as you travel around and discover the best loot for the adventure. For more information on the long-range Gambit games, what the fuck is that? They're just... This is just somebody's... Okay. Long-range Gambit is Wizard of Legend. Oh! I've played that. Okay, cool. That's cool. That's a good game, actually. Ship is sentient now? Yeah, why not? The game is when you get the option to use it. Yeah. Okay. This isn't as fun as I thought, but it's kind of fun. Let's try this. Let's try this sentence. I got this idea from someone else. They had some a lot better results with it, but they probably did it all stream and just got like, let's see. An overarching strategic premise for X is that each X card has a game effect, such as destroying a friendly ship, keeping the player from getting repairs or removing crew from the ship. The game offers a branching experience in the form of well-developed and complex build decks, a truly epic design philosophy that means players must strategize their way to victory, strategically counterpunch in their opponent's cards as they come out of the battlefield. There is no right way to win. Gerard is a working game designer based in Canberra. He started developing X the game whilst a research assistant at Anu's Interactive Digital. Yeah, it just feeds from some kind of articles, doesn't it? Yeah. Give me those destroy friendly ship cards. Chaos Raids. Channel Zero, welcome to the stream. Now we need an event by the name of Sea of Enemies. Yeah, that would be cool. Involve farm animals to make space weapons. I'm gonna put that into the text here. And other involve farm animals to make fun space weapons and other home bodies. This year's games are shaping up to be stellar. The hunt for Fido continues until the 21st. Bring a family pet to hunt down the candy-scented balloon and win prizes. Capture the cookies and milk trail while our furry friends leave tasty treats behind and earn special prizes for completing the hunt. They will be there till the 20th, so get your furry friend in shape. What the fuck? Okay, I'm just putting in some of your comments now, just to see what happens. Hell yeah, give me those destroy friendly ship cards. Chaos reigns. Hell yeah, just steal cards from the AI and those things will fall over. Choke slam on the dragon. Oh my god, why? No! Zealot Micah, stupid idiot, do the echo shuffle. Come on! We have to do it. Another round of rip it up raptors. Ah, dude, maybe if you tap the ground once it would do more damage. I guess. You weren't really considering trying that again. Okay, this is... this is insane. Oh, it's less fun with my design stuff, probably because this is kind of dry things. So let's add to our to-do list. So I'm gonna put the to-do list. If only you'd done the echo shuffle, yeah. Okay. Card animation for drawing, interaction, and playing. Add more cards. Implement bridge crew. Improve bridge interface and layout. Look into the command pattern. Put a rat into the game. Or if you just want to try some basics, I've been getting some requests to make a small single-player battle map that you can do battle with a customized deck of cards. Reasons I'm here. You want to keep in touch with me so you can be aware of my progress? You want to have occasional feedback on the game? You want to give me advice on how to develop Card Hunter even more awesome? Why is this now about Card Hunter? You're a fan of my other game, Warhammer 40,000 Dawn and War 3? You want a deck of cards based off the faction or deck you love? You want to see the code I'm working on? One of the things I want Card Hunters to accomplish is something that isn't easily seen. Okay, it's all drawing from, like, I don't know, some articles about games. Yeah. Yeah. This is almost exactly like me. It's uncanny. Yeah. Well, that was fun. Put the intro paragraph to your game first. It might make slightly more sense. Okay, let's try that. I mean, we did that already, but we can try it with the other. Let's give it a lot, right? Let's give it the whole thing and see what it gives us. Because then it's like got a lot to go from. Once on the destination node, the journey will begin. The ship will fire its weapons to attempt to destroy the enemy ship or survive. After the battle is finished, the captain will talk with the crew. This sounds more like Guildmaster. Skirmishes between enemy ships are presented to the player in turn-based combat, in which the ship tries to do as much damage as possible for the end of the turn. If successful, the damage is tallied. Cards represent the damage done and drawn from a deck of cards. Yeah, it's kind of boring. It's not interesting. Let's try the other one. Oops. Yeah, it's not as fun as I thought. Wait, what? Multiplayer is in development and will go. Wait, where did I... You can buy or purchase... Okay, it's not adding enough. It's... Yeah, whatever. Well, that was a bit of fun. It wasn't multiplayer confirmed. Yeah. Okay. Wait a minute. Let's just try this. Give me ideas for my game, you stupid AI. It's going to be mean to me now.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, thank you, Judge Goofy Man, for the 18 months at Tier 2. Very much appreciated. You're awesome. Thank you. For the love of tiny sheeps, for the love of tiny little leppies, I am old. My age brings me to a few advantages. One is that I have gained great wisdom. I have more of a grip on what is important. I know what I really like. So we thought we were going to buy a small motorhome that is easily accessible for kids. When we went to look at it last Saturday, only to find that the battery was dead. I went to ring them while my daughter took my boys to look at other stuff. A few hours later, I got a phone call. My husband had gone to get a couple of drinks and had driven the wrong way down a one-way street. I went and found him and made him go and get the battery. My son called to tell me, so we found a few family members and mopped the floor. When the alarm went off at 7 AM, we left our stuff behind and went to the school to clean it out all day. We didn't get home till 6:30 that evening. On Sunday, our friends from London got back from an army boot camp in Texas. So we had a nice day out. I was really tired. Monday morning, I was still tired, so I went for an hour and a half walk. And on the way back, it was a huge accident with several people from... Yeah, okay, this is just random nonsense. Whatever. Okay. That was fun. Let's do some work. Some good game ideas, yes. This is like Grandpa Simpson tells your story. Yeah. They did the Echo Shuffle, which was the style at the time. Okay. Enough of that. Let's do some work. So... bridge layout. Right. Let's list all the things we need in the bridge layout. We want the diagram of the enemy and player ships to show... I stopped in mid-sentence for some reason. Pasting some of my code in. Actually, that's a really good idea. Yeah. Okay, let's put in the action handlers code. Just put in the whole thing. I don't think this one will have many free characters left, so... Oh. Okay, it's writing code, but it's all empty. Ah, there we go. As you can see, the order of execution has changed a bit. And the order of finals action now takes precedence over the order of final weapons. So after an opponent shot, we can animate the game controller to say something else. If you're interested in reading more about state-based animation, you might want to read the GDC talk presented at GDC last year, dissecting the game controller. Okay, let's look at it. Dissecting the PlayStation 4 controller? It's the GDC. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It's that's funny. It's show it one action handler and then start writing another one. Just the name and opening brace. See if we can complete it. Yeah. Let's play the completed multiplayer game. Yeah. I told you that I wanted to handle the viewport. It would also be nice to allow some interaction with the viewport, because for some cases, if it's just bollocks. Yeah. Okay. Enough. Okay. So I'm going to show weapon and system damage. Okay, we also want crew to be visible. Getting hurt by console explosion. Excuse me. Okay. What else do we want? We want to show. We need something to show the cards' stats, basically. So, cards left in deck, discard pile, etc. We probably want a way to look at all the cards in the deck as well. Yeah. What else do we need? Oh yeah. We need to be able to see. Oh no, we need enemy projectiles and delayed actions. Wait, it's player and enemy projectiles and delayed actions. So that's like when I do this. So we have this here to show that we're shield leech. That's fun. To show that the action is queued. There's probably going to be some kind of status effects as well, so we're probably going to want to see those. So status effects. Even if it was just a placeholder or Atari resolution pixel art, a bridge would make a big difference. Yeah, I might work on drawing the bridge itself, the bridge interior. Like even as a kind of placeholder, but showing the characters and that. I could think about other kinds of non-standard bridge layouts to make it more conducive to the UI, because the shape of the UI should come first, because we want all this. So we also need a way to select systems and weapons on the enemy ship to target. Oh, we also want to show evasion chance of player and enemy. So there will be evasion, I've decided, in the game, and it will be a percentage chance, and it will depend on a few things, and there's going to be interesting ways to get around this. So like, if you want to reduce their evasion, you can target their engines. So one strategy would be, okay, lock weapons on target, that bypasses the enemy evasion for this turn, or just maybe for the weapon, but it's a card that gets, you're not going to have access to. So you wait for this card, and then you use it with some attack to damage the engine, which reduces the evasion. And then you do. Yeah, there's all kinds of strategies that could emerge. Triple torpedo, yes. Could status effects be reflected in the bridge if the ship has been affected by various computers or glitched looking? Yeah, that's a good point. So reflected in the bridge. Yeah. Okay. Like, what kind of statuses was I even thinking about? Things like this. So remodulate shields. So you'd say either choose kinetic, physical, or energy damage to increase defense against that for the next turn. So that would be useful if, like, you did something like your science officer can reveal the enemy hand, and if you see what cards they have, then you can remodulate. So let's say they have all energy weapons, then you remodulate the shields to be resistant to energy damage. So it's a case where knowledge is power, and knowing is half the battle and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. So, like, another strategy you might want to use is something like match the weapon's list shield frequency, like, and that means the next energy weapon shot penetrates the shields. You could use that to take out their shield generator, so that then, you know, so you're bypassing their shields and then destroying them, and then you can, you know, blow them out of the sky and stuff. So I think there's definitely potential for this to be quite for many different fun interactions to happen. Yeah. Let's see. What else do we want on the bridge layout? Let's look at what we have here. Oh, we want shields and hull status for the ships. So it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. So you can kind of see why I really don't want to have more than one ship to fight, because this is a lot already. For status effects affects the crew, you could have that too. Yeah, like what kind of status effect would affect the crew? I'm not sure, because it's mostly about things like boosting damage and stuff like that. It's gonna be mostly stuff that affects the ship itself. Yeah. So, crew visible. So we have that. Card stats. So where'd be a good place for the card stats in this? So we could have that on like another extra little screen. So we could have like a smaller screen here with oops. So like deck 12 discard 3, something like that. And that would be like on an actual little display on the bridge that some guy would be looking at. And we could have the same thing for the enemy as well. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think basically the crew will be there'll be a source of cards basically, and part of the flavor. So when you play, when something happens, one of the crew will have like a bark, like they're targeting our engines, or shields down to 50%, you know, all that stuff, you know. So they'll be saying all this stuff as it goes, and that's part of the fun as well, is having that kind of flavor. Yeah. So let's see. Card stats, player and enemy reject. Yeah. So where I'm wondering. Okay. So right now I have it so that the projectiles show up, like here, right? So the player projectiles appear here and the enemy projectiles appear here, for the sake of seeing that they're going, and you'll be able to sort of hover over them and see some stats on them, like how much damage they're going to do when they hit. But it's also for the over here for the sake of targeting and destroying those. And we also want to be able to just look at a glance and see what delayed attacks are coming in. So, I mean, I think that's okay, kind of having them on either side of the view screen maybe, but also they could be on a kind of dedicated layout or something. I'm not sure. It's just going to have to be a lot of experimentation, I think. Yeah. So what else? Status effects. Could probably have those just kind of listed underneath. Maybe on another little screen. I don't know. Yeah, like maybe some of these screens you could sort of hover over them to get a zoomed in view or something. You know, I don't know. Making this elegant is really the hard part, you know, because I could just flood the screen with all kinds of information. Evasion chance as well. I mean, that could be on the main view screen. So it could all be like HUD stuff, right? So we could have just like like that. But it's the problem is maybe there should be a real separation. So like rather than have the player and enemy stuff on one screen, we should just have all the enemy stuff. So we'd have like something in the corner like that, and then we'd have the missiles. Let's just grab one of these. Wait. Just grab it like that. It's fine. Where's it gone? Oh yeah. It's hard not to compare things to FTL when designing a new turn-based spatial combat game. It is definitely a source of inspiration, but it's also, I think there's some significant differences. So we don't have crew moving about the ship. We just have them on the bridge. We don't have targeting of rooms. We don't have beaming aboard the enemy ship. And FTL is not, in fact, turn-based. It's sort of pause combat. It's real time with pausing, but yeah. Maybe upcoming moves could be represented on the ship diagrams, like if it's going to fire lasers, have those glow on the diagram. Yeah. Yeah, so like we'll have... Yeah, that's a good idea. So like, there could be... like if the weapons are forward facing as well, we could have something like... you know, like something like this to indicate that it's firing. Right? And then we could also have like a missile. Trust me, that's a missile. In front of the thing to indicate that. It's a little bit maybe. You do also have echo shuffle. This is true. So we're going to want to include the echo shuffle 20%. Yes. I mean, okay, there's another way to do this. So we could have some really fancy looking like overlay on the 3D ship, right? So imagine like you'd have kind of a wireframe overlay of the 3D ship, and it would show transparent stuff inside the ship. So if we imagine like it would show stuff that the scanners had revealed, you know, that like there's stuff in here. And that could be fine for displaying, right? Because if we're not selecting, we can still show these things inside the ship, right? And it could be something you could like toggle maybe. You know, I'm like imagining this sort of 3D like semi-transparent object inside the ship like that. And then they could have little breakouts. Oops, that's the wrong shape. Like this. Maybe? Is that good? More efficient use of space. Yeah. Yeah. And then, so for targeting, let's say you play a card that targets a particular system, and then it would kind of maybe zoom in or allow you to like rotate, and then you'd just maybe you'd select this rather than this. I don't know. Maybe it would just switch to a full wireframe. You know, so you'd just oops. There's the... Damn it. No, that's the wrong one. Where's the layer with the damn thing? There. So it'd switch to just something like that, maybe with just an outline. Yeah, I don't know. But it would retain the same view of the ship, you know? So we'd have... Yeah. I think we're onto something here. Maybe. Well, let's just begin unscan your player card to scan to reveal the systems. Maybe. The problem with that is it kind of limits the player's ability to make interesting choices, because then all they're doing is just shooting, you know, until that card comes up. Maybe there could be maybe if you haven't encountered the enemy before, the enemy type, right? Then you don't know, you haven't scanned the enemy ship. But once you scan them once, or maybe it just takes a few turns to scan them or something. You know, something like that. Let's just put that. Let's put that in the ideas. Need to scan ships to have sub-targets. Automatic or automatic timed or card-based. Because the thing is, it's annoying to have that as a card when you only need to use it once. But then again, it could just be a single-use card. You know, so I have other single-use cards like the projectiles and things. Yeah. It's an idea. It's an idea. I like the idea of a lot of it occurring on the view screen. I think that will be good if we can make that work. It's just the problem I'm thinking of is trying to select something on a 3D view might be annoying. So perhaps when you go into, I think switching to something like that, right? Like you select a card that can target a system and you get this, and then as soon as you select it, that goes off, and then you see it on the 3D view screen. I think that's the right way to do it. And we could still have something like this, but this wouldn't need to be so big if it's not used for selection, and if it's not so big, then we can also use it to display things like incoming fire. Yeah, but we want to be able to select incoming fire things. But when you use a focus fire weapon, this will come up, but it should also have the projectiles that are on the way. So you could have something like this, but also along the bottom you'd have a list of incoming projectiles to target as well as these. Yes. Okay. So I'm gonna write that down. So main view screen shows 3D view of enemy ship most of the time. When using a card that targets a specific system or projectile, show a diagram of the ship and allow the player to select what to fire at. I think that's a good approach. Yeah. I think I'm going to go with that. So, I think to really make progress with this, I should probably have like start on the 3D stuff. I think that would be fun. So maybe for next time, I could start making a little 3D model of the enemy ship. I've not really done much 3D stuff in Unity, so that'll be interesting. I have done a fair bit of 3D modeling though. I might just make it something basic to start with, like a little placeholder ship. But yeah, I'd like to mix it up a bit and do some different stuff. So yeah, 3D modeling of the enemy ship would be cool. Will there be a timer on the player's turn to make it feel urgent? I'm not sure. I think that kind of thing works better for like if it's a multiplayer game. So I am designing this with the idea in mind that this could be a multiplayer game as well. So if we look at here, so the enemy has a hand of cards as well. This is their discard pile. This is their hand. No, wait, that's their hand. I don't know. It's one way around or the other. So we have the player's discard pile here, and yeah. So they use all the same cards that the player does. They won't have the commander cards like the crew cards. They might have their own special cards, but the idea is if you destroy an enemy ship, you can basically salvage some of the wreckage and learn some of their weapons and designs and you know, install some alien equipment on your ship, which will be fun. Which the AI was telling us we should do anyway. Make it elite style. Ooh, yeah. Like original elite. You mean? Yeah. Not elite dangerous. I'm not that good. Board cubes are easy to model. Yes, this is true. Although, if you look at the detail on a board cube, it's actually quite intricate. You know, all the crazy piping and stuff. Like, that looks basic, but look how intricate that is. You know? It's crazy. This one looks easier, right? Because it's just blocks. But the original board cube was really intricate. Look at all the pipes. It's crazy. Anyway. Frontier. Yeah. Greebles. Yes. Yeah, you have a lot of that on like the Star Wars ships. Like on the Star Destroyer, it's just lots and lots of little bits to make it look detailed and stuff. Yeah. Alright, so for next stream, we're gonna do some 3D modeling. Yeah, that'll be fun. So I'm actually have to glue that together. Yeah. That sounds kind of fun and also annoying and fiddly. Like coding. 3D modeling and putting the model into Unity, maybe. We'll see, because I may just spend the whole stream just making the 3D models. I'm also thinking of using this. I've showed this before, but I'll show it again. Where is it? There we are. So there's this lovely little bit of software called Spritile, and it allows you to build 3D models using a tile sheet like this, and you just kind of it's a plugin for Blender. It's on itch.io and it looks really cool. So obviously it's being used for like buildings here, but you can also do it for like if we look at the if we look at this here, actually I don't know if that's, yeah, you can see that. You can imagine this, like I really like the idea of doing this like low res pixel art on these low poly models and using that as the sort of aesthetic for the spaceships. I think that'd be really cool. Oh yeah, and this is actually a live demo. It lets you rotate. I just love the look of this. How cool is that? It's like that PlayStation 1 almost aesthetic. Yeah. I have used Blender previously, yeah. So if you remember my old intro that I used to have on my Jim Plays Games videos, so like I just get some old random video up. Let's see. not too old, where I won't have the... Like, I think probably on this one. Oops. Oh, no, that's part 2. No, not this one. This is the wrong series. Never mind. It's on Overlooked Oldies, isn't it? Yeah, like... Actually, this is a bit of a funny one, because... No. No. It can't be. The pretty graphics, the great music. It's Shadow of the Beast 1. Yeah. So so all this I designed. I made this in Blender. It's pretty basic, but I've done more complex stuff. Yeah, I had fun with that. Oh no. Yeah, the taxi driver days. I miss doing more Jim Plays Game stuff. Shadow of the Beast 1. Yeah. Yeah, go check out gymplaysgames.com if you want to see more videos of that. There's like 1,000 videos on my channel, but yeah, many of you may have seen them all. But yeah, 10 years. I really want to do more Jim Plays Game stuff. Actually, I'd really quite like to do some game streaming. So I think I'm busy many weekends, but other weekends where I'm not, I'm thinking of doing Saturday streams again sometimes. So I might do a stream next week, Saturday, a game stream. So I think I'll keep Thursdays as as game development, but the occasional Saturday for playing games. That would be fun. And I'm going to be doing more stuff on the YouTube channel. I'm going to try to finish Space Quest 6. I've put up a new part of that recently. A couple of new games I want to try on the channel, and yeah. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours, so I think I'm going to finish up now. It's been lovely to have you here. Thank you for joining me in this meow indeed. Yeah, it's been lovely to have you here. Thank you for all the new people, and thank you for the bits and the subscriptions and the support, and I'll see you next Thursday. Yeah, I love that. Thank you, Riti. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you next time. Bye now.